I wanted to go through a list of frequently asked questions people have for atheists and just basically answer with my take on things. Okay, first question. Don't atheists have basically empty, meaningless lives? No, we don't have meaningless lives. You realize now that life is finite. You're not going to go to heaven or hell. This is it. So you might as well do everything you want to do now and live for the best. So I think it actually gives more meaning to life. What kind of horrible experience did you have that caused you to become an atheist? This is kind of begging the question because you're assuming that something horrible happened. Um, I would go so far to say that anyone who does not believe in God because of a horrible experience that happened to them, they are not truly atheists. They are people who are mad at their religion. Basically, after I read the Bible and I just realized how ludicrous the whole system was, I just couldn't see it the same anymore. What do you think happens to you when you die? I'm still here. I've never been to the afterlife. I have never collected evidence for what happens. I've never seen any evidence towards what happens afterwards. I think there's a good chance that when the power goes out up here, like that's it. Your consciousness is gone, and that really is the end of you. Aren't you afraid that you'll go to hell? Why would I be afraid of something that I don't believe exists? How can anyone possibly be moral without believing in God? Anytime this argument gets brought up, all I can think of is how sick are you that you need a book telling you that you'll be punished if you do these things? I don't want to go out and kill people. I don't choose not to kill because it's against the law. I choose not to kill because I have empathy and I don't want to be killed. Do you hate God? Again, I can't hate something that I don't think exists. You guys believe there's no God, but you can't prove that there isn't. So being an atheist obviously requires at least as much faith as being a Christian. False. The probability that a God exists just doesn't seem likely to me. It's not that I believe there's no God. It's that I just simply don't entertain the idea due to lack of evidence. Admit it, isn't atheism just another religion? Absolutely not. Atheism has no memes. It has no merits. It doesn't have any rules. It doesn't have opinions on politics or anything like that. Atheist people might. All atheism says is that there is no God. America is a Christian nation. The founding fathers were an assembly of deists, pantheists, and agnostics. None of them were Christian, and the country was actually built on not freedom of speech or anything like that, but religious freedom. That was the birth of this country, was religious freedom. So calling it a Christian nation is going against the very thing that this country was founded on. What is your deal with evolution? Why do you support it so strongly? Why shouldn't we teach creationism in school as an alternative to evolution? Well, see, because you don't understand what theory means. Evolution is a scientific theory, which means an idea that is structurally held together by facts. You take all of these facts and you conclude that these facts point to evolution. Creationism is just trying to interpret this desert, story, and there's no facts behind it. There's no facts to prove that anything in that Bible has right historically. There's no facts to prove Jesus existed. It doesn't give any facts to prove that God exists. It's not a textbook. It's a collection of stories. And if you want to have your faith and if you want to have your religion, that's fine. But don't try to bring it into the science room with facts. It can't compete. Belief and knowledge are not on the same playing field. So trying to teach creationism to kids side by side with science is doing more harm than anything because it's confusing them on what science is. You know what they say, there are no atheists in foxholes. When horrible things happen to me, I don't suddenly think, oh, maybe everything I know about facts and science suddenly could be wrong, and this crazy book that I've completely have been convinced is debunked could suddenly be right, and I could pray, and suddenly this God will help me out in this situation. That's just psychotic. I don't think like that. So, in a foxhole, I'm still an atheist. Duh.